You can't forget to pack these crucial items for your Disney World trip, otherwise you're going to make your trip much harder than it needs to be. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now I heard you were getting ready to pack up for your next big Disney World trip, or at least dreaming about it. So here I am, ready to lend a helping hand to make sure you remember not just the basic stuff, but all the other important stuff too. Now, we travel a lot here at DFB, and we've got some stuff for your flight you're not going to want to forget. Whether it's an hour long or 2 hours long or split up into multiple all-day flights with layovers in between, gotta love them, you're going to want these nifty items to help keep you company when you're high in the sky. Some airlines have TVs on the back of those seats, complete with complimentary headphones, but if it doesn't come with complimentary headphones or you'd rather use your own wireless headphones instead, you might want to pick up a wireless Bluetooth transmitter to connect to those in-flight audio systems. These come with a headphone jack, so you can plug it into the in-flight entertainment and still pair your wireless headphones thanks to that handy Bluetooth connectivity. If your plane doesn't have in-flight entertainment, then you might want to bring your own tablet that's already preloaded with your favorite playlist, audiobooks, or movie selections instead, or, your favorite season of Bridgerton. By the way, if using an Apple device like an iPad, you don't have to pull the old one headphone per person, but Apple has audio sharing, which means that two people can listen with wireless headphones to the same device. If you have a compatible Apple device, iOS 14 or newer, and supported wireless headphones, here's what you need to do to set up that audio sharing. First, connect your AirPods to your iPad or iPhone. Second, tap the AirPlay button in the control center. And third, tap Share Audio. If you're sharing with someone who has AirPods or AirPods Pro, then have them keep their AirPods inside the case and open the lid while they're close to your Apple device. If the person you're sharing with has AirPods Max, these don't need to be inside the case. Either way, the other person's headphones should appear on the screen. From there, tap Share Audio again, and you should be good to go. If you don't have a tablet and you want to download movies to your smartphone, you could invest in a little phone dock that'll allow you to mount your phone onto the back of your folded up tray table. That way you can enjoy watching The Princess Bride for the umpteenth time completely hands-free. If you need something a little less technology driven to give your eyes a break, you could always bring along a pack of bicycle cards to play. I always like to play Go Fish with my travel buddy, who's usually my 10-year-old, or play a few dozen rounds of solitaire on your pull-out tray. I'm also a really big fan of that. I know you know this, but I always have a pack of bicycle cards in my bag, and I also always have one in my park bag because sometimes when I'm eating all by myself in the parks, I just play solitaire. It's one of my peace of mind games. Sorry, we're still on the plane. Now, if you want to catch up on your Z's before you're thrown into the back-to-back park days, a travel pillow and travel blanket are great to help you make your seat as comfy cozy as possible, even when you're traveling in those super economy light seats. Now, we all know that Disney World is a petri dish, and it's very, very likely that you're going to be just exposed to all kinds of germs when you're there. And it's pretty impossible to not touch anything that isn't coated in other guests' germs during your park day. Sorry, I know it's not what you want to hear. But if you want to make sure those germs don't affect you in a way that's going to make you start coughing and wheezing and coming up with your own batch of gross germs and maybe keeping you from going in the parks, then you're going to have to be prepared to fight back. Germ defense number one, those sanitizing wipes. Just a simple pack of sanitizing wipes is the perfect germ demolisher. They're going to wipe down all those icky surfaces around you like quick service tabletops, ride harnesses, even your TV remote back in your hotel room. Yeah, you really don't want to know how gross that is. These also come in really handy if you have kids because they're forever getting sticky. Who knows how? My kid gets sticky even though there's literally nothing sticky around. Germ defense number two, hand sanitizer. Make hand sanitizer gel or spray your new bestie. Those mini bottles are a-okay to take on plane rides, and they're more than okay to apply multiple times a day before and after enjoying a meal. Remember during COVID when you used to have to put hand sanitizer on after every single ride? That's still a good idea. And germ defense number three, emergency tablets. I don't know if these really work or not. Are they just placebo, whatever, but at least they get you some vitamin C and they can help kick your immune system up a little bit. They're easy to pack in your suitcase and in your park bag. Now, a dead phone isn't going to do you much good during your Disney day because a dead phone means no pictures, no videos, no calls to check and see where the rest of your split up party might have run off to, and especially no My Disney Experience app to help you book lightning lanes and access your dining reservations and check on wait times and open your hotel room door. So let's give your phone the jaws of life. Packing a portable charger in your park bag is a great way to keep your phone juiced up and avoid having to sit idly at one of Disney's charging locations for too long during your visit. But I totally understand if you want to pretend your phone is dead bed and you have to go sit at one of those charging locations, especially if it's indoors and in the AC. Now, you'll also need to pack the right charging cord for your phone though, so you don't wind up with a fully charged portable battery but no way to actually use it. If you don't want to deal with the packing the extra cord thing, you can avoid that entirely and get a phone charging case. Not only will these protect your phone, but they also work like a portable charger, and they'll juice it up for you at the press of a button while you're going around and doing your thing. Just remember that whether you're using a portable charger or a charging case, you'll want to charge both of these the night before in your hotel room so that this doesn't become a case where all your appliances end up being in the red during your park day. Now, staying in a Disney hotel, exciting stuff. Sleeping in a Disney hotel, possibly less exciting. A hotel is a hotel is a hotel. So even on Disney property, you're bound to hear folks out in the hallways, doors slamming, toilets flushing, guests splashing in the pools, and a whole other assortment of noises that'll keep you from getting that much needed rest. Believe me, Disney World hotel walls are very thin, even in deluxe resorts. Now, I know it seems like a simple solution, but just a cheap pair of earplugs can go a long way for you. Just like I always have my bicycle cards with me, I do also always have my earplugs with me. I use them on planes. I use them in hotels, especially if I'm traveling with my husband because he snores. So definitely they can come in handy. And a portable sound machine or white noise machine or even a white noise app can do wonders for blocking out unwanted toilet flushes in the middle of the night, people arguing when they get in late from the bar. But another huge disclaimer with this one, make sure everyone in your group is cool with the white noise machine you bring along with you. Some of those can be mighty loud and sound more like an airplane landing rather than a nice gentle sea breeze, so while they could still be useful, they might hinder the sleep of someone else in your group, and you sure don't want that. So test out apps before you go, or test out some of those white noise machines. They're really light and easy to pack, but if you don't have any space left in your suitcase, then just get an app on your phone. Now, this is my favorite part of this video. Stuff to keep you from losing other stuff. Losing your stuff in Disney World is not fun and a whole lot more stressful than losing it in your house where, it's got to be around somewhere. So let's figure out how you can avoid this stressful fate, not waste your time searching for stuff when time is money in Disney World, and keep track of your stuff before it happens. I cannot stress this enough. AirTags and or Bluetooth trackers can be really useful when you want to keep tabs on your park bag, your keys, your wallet, or even your kid. In case you're not super familiar with AirTags, essentially they're little devices that communicate through Bluetooth by sending out a signal to your phone to track down the exact distance between you and said AirTag device, as well as find out what direction it's located in. While this has been more commonly used to help track down lost suitcases at airports or missing keys around your house, you can now purchase necklaces or keychains on Amazon.com that have these pendants that'll hold on to your AirTag device for you. Then your kid can wear the pendant around the parks like a necklace, and your keys or bag can hold on to them in a cutesy keychain fashion. Okay, so items that you need multiples of, not just one. This is also near and dear to my heart. While you might already have some of these packed in your luggage and ready to go, I'm going to tell you right now you're going to need more of them. Much more. Okay, not too many more. I just wanted to add that last part in for emphasis. Like shoes, for instance. Sure, having one reliable pair of park shoes is great, but when you're wearing the same one shoe for a week-long trip, not only could something happen to said shoe, like it gets soaked or the sandal strap snaps or the heel gets busted, all of these things have happened to me, but wearing the same shoe day after day after day can also be more exhausting on your feet since you'll be pressing against the same areas of your feet every single day. Having more than one shoe option gives your feet as well as your calves a chance to exercise different muscles and give the ones that have already been overused a chance to breathe and rest a little. Plus, heaven forbid you get a blister from that shoe and then you have to continue to wear that shoe the whole time you're in Disney World and the blister is rubbing against the same place that gave you the blister in the first place. You get my point. Bring a second pair of broken in shoes. Just do it for me. Now, as far as socks are concerned, having more than one pair of those stowed away in your park bag can be useful if the ones you're currently wearing again get soaked or have that awful problem where they keep slipping into your sneaker all day and you have to keep stopping to readjust them again. I hate that so much. Why can't socks just stay where they are? Now, you might not want to think about this one too much, but having an extra pair of underpants kept in a sneaky compartment in your park bag could also be the difference between having a really awesome park day versus one where you're suddenly going to have to drop everything and head back to the hotel pronto. I will let you fill in the blanks yourself because there's a lot of different scenarios that'll make a second pair of underpants extremely useful for your Disney visit. By the way, speaking of underpants, I want you to bring more underpants than you think you need when you go to Disney World, because heads up, it's really hot and it's really humid. And when you come back from half a day in the park and you've been all sweaty, sometimes you really don't want to be wearing the same pair of underpants when you go back out later on. Just saying. And finally, for something that's a little less invasive and a little less TMI, having a few extra pairs of cheap sunglasses on hand is a solid game plan too, since sunglasses are way too easy to lose on rides or accidentally abandoned back at your hotel pool. I speak from experience. While it can be a bit stressful trying to budget out your meals for your entire Disney World vacation, Disney is also cool if you decide that you don't want to spend money on food sometimes and pack your own breakfast, lunches, dinners instead. You just have to make sure that the foods you do bring follow Disney's guidelines, meaning no alcoholic beverages, no glass containers, no foods that need to be heated or kept frozen, and no foods that give off too potent of a smell. So what foods can you purchase from your local grocery store or one of the several big box stores just outside the Disney bubble that'll earn you Disney's green light of approval while also keeping you fed and satisfied? One of the DFB team's favorite snacks to bring to Disney World are those Uncrustables. You can actually purchase them around Disney World at several locations too, but they're going to be way more expensive to get inside the parks than they will be to buy them in bulk outside the parks. Goldfish crackers, classic bring along park snack that's easy to toss into your bag or stroller for some quick and cheap snacking. Just make sure you don't throw them all the way to the bottom of your bag. Otherwise, you might be snacking on a whole bunch of crumbs instead of little fishy shapes. Now, Cheerios are great to have on hand too. I know it's been a while since I've talked about Cheerios on the channel, but if your kid lives for those things like mine did, Disney doesn't actually sell Cheerios inside the parks because they're a General Mills product and Disney only sells Kellogg's. So if you're looking for something for your toddler to chase around on their high chair tray during your meal, pack those little dudes in your bag. Trail mixes that have a variety of nuts and dried fruits and seeds not only give you something sweet and salty to snack on, but also give you a bit of protein too, just to keep your energy levels up. Just don't get a trail mix with like melty ingredients like chocolate chips if you don't want to reach into the bag and get all chocolate coated yourself. Then again, that's another solid reason to have plenty of hand wipes handy. Speaking of protein, any sort of I'm not even kidding here. Beef sausage stick or jerky is going to help fuel you up too. And best of all, you're not going to have to microwave that little dude like you would before eating any other kind of beef snack. Now, for those of you who prefer to bring fruit, those little mandarin oranges are a great option. They're easy to peel, tasty to eat. They don't get dirty in your bag. And apples are another easy to pack and eat fruit choice. You just want to wash them before chowing down. And whether you're a kid or an adult, applesauce pouches can be a convenient way to get your daily serving of fruit and, I guess, sugar. My kid has relied on those pouches since he was a baby, and now he's 10 and still eating them. Now, let's say you don't have time during your vacation to leave the Disney bubble and do some mundane grocery shopping. Kroger Delivery is going to do it all for you, and we highly recommend it. We've used it multiple times. To do this, download the Kroger app onto your phone or use their website to fill your cart with the stuff you need. Oh, and be on the lookout for coupons and savings too. What we love about using Kroger is that you don't have to worry about paying extra for tipping because the drivers are all Kroger employees and they won't take tips. And delivery fees are as low as $6.99, which is way cheaper than what you're going to have to pay to take a ride share over to a nearby grocery store and back again, or even what you're going to spend on gas to get there yourself. Just keep in mind that while you can allow Kroger to deliver without you present and have it delivered to your Disney Resort's front desk, Disney could charge you around $6 to hold on to your stuff. So keep an eye on your order and be sure you know when your grocery delivery is arriving so you can be there to pick it up in person if possible. Ooh, here's where it gets interesting. How about items that are a little bit controversial? These can be super useful, but they can also be super annoying. So while I still highly recommend them, this is my big neon warning sign for y'all. They're certainly not for everybody. First up on the list, we've got those ponchos. Ponchos can be a great way to keep yourself dry even when Orlando decides to spit on you for a little bit. While the ones you can purchase inside Disney World are a bit on the pricey side of things, surprised, the ones you can get at your local drugstore are going to be a whole lot cheaper. Not to mention, unlike umbrellas, you're not going to have to worry about these setting off the front gate metal detectors. Now, I actually have a poncho that I got on Amazon that is a zip-up poncho, so it's not quite as annoying to put on and off. So it's sort of like a very, very big raincoat, and I use it all the time. Now, ponchos can be a bit of a hassle because once it does stop raining, you take them off and you'll be dry, but then you got to find a place to store this very wet piece of plastic in your park bag to keep it from getting everything else in your bag nice and soggy. Not Not to mention, if you have to get your poncho back out of your bag if it starts raining again, the moisture and humidity could have made both the outside and inside of your poncho all wet, so putting it back on again might feel counterproductive. That's why an umbrella might be a better fit for you, since it'll keep you covered, but you won't have to worry about wearing it either. Then there's the equally as divisive cooling towels. Now, I swear by these. You dunk them in water, you slap them around the back of your neck, and you stay cool. Once again, these do threaten to make your shirt kind of soggy, if it's not already soggy from all the sweat. Not to mention, if you don't rinse them out after you're done using them at the end of the day, then they can start smelling really bad. So if you do use these, don't forget to bring a little travel bottle of liquid soap so you can lather up the towel real good and make sure that smelly sweat is all cleaned off before you use it again. By the way, I happen to like cooling towels a lot more than those cooling fans that you wear around your neck, because those things run out of battery really fast. The cooling towels, as soon as you need another hit of icy goodness, just head over to a counter service, get one of the free cups of ice water, douse that towel, and you'll be freezing in a second. Now, the majority of the items on today's list are technically reusable, but a big reason that these specific reusable items are nice to have on hand is that you don't have to trash them right after you use them. For example, if you're going the whole picnic route on some or every day of your trip, having reusable snack bags and snack containers are easy to wash and dry before loading them up with your next round of snacks. This means you only have to pack a few of them for your entire trip, and they'll still stretch out across the duration of your whole vacation. Reusable utensils, also good to have on hand, not just for your picnic cuisine, but during the Epcot festivals too, because Epcot's festival booths get to be mighty popular. Sometimes utensils run out before cast members have the chance to refill them, and they may have to send you to a whole other booth to find a spoon or fork. But instead of always being on the plastic utensils hunt, you can just have your own handy. Reusable utensils are also easy to wash and won't take up much space or weight in your park bag whatsoever. I even have some cool and very packable chopsticks that I bring with me to the festivals too. And while you're at it, you might also want to take some reusable straws with you too. Here's a little quick history lesson for you. Back in 2019, the Disney company stopped providing single-use plastic straws and plastic stirrers at their restaurants in order to increase environmental stewardship. But when Disney implemented this, they started to use different straws that were more biodegradable, those paper straws. In theory, environmentally friendly paper straws sound great, but these tend to get all gummy and soggy and make your pricey drink really unappealing. Fortunately, more and more drink kiosks around the parks are experimenting with other types of biodegradable straws, like the sugarcane ones you can find at the Joffrey's kiosks, but that doesn't mean you won't run into a restaurant that sticks with the flimsy paper route. So having reusable straws on hand isn't a bad idea, especially since they're really durable. Just remember to wash them out after you use them, otherwise you're going to have other gross issues to deal with other than just disintegrating paper. Personally, I like to bring my own fade straws to the parks, which feel like regular plastic straws, but they're still reusable, marine biodegradable, and don't dissolve on you after a few sips. Big plus right there. And of course, I can't talk about reusable items without talking about those reusable water bottles. They provide you with nice cold water all day long, since Disney does provide water refill stations in several locations around their parks, which you can track down on the My Disney Experience app. That way, you don't have to worry about purchasing Dasani bottle after Dasani bottle all day long. You know what else is reusable? Our recently updated and totally free DFB planning worksheets. Even after you take one trip to Disney World, you can use these little sheets again and again and again for all your future Disney World endeavors, because these sheets are going to continue to keep your vacations organized year after year. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now, or head to disneyfoodblog.com/DisneyPlans after this to pick up your worksheets today. Now, how about items that are going to save you a first aid visit? It's great that Disney World has first aid centers in each of their parks. Really, it is. I use them a lot, because if you got some sort of non-emergency ailment that you're dealing with, like a blistered heel or a throbbing headache, after one too many times on the Mad Tea Party spinning cups, then you'll be able to pick up free sample-sized meds at these locations to give you some quick relief and get you back on your day. However, if you want to save yourself the first aid detour and be your own over-the-counter med supplier, then take a lesson out of the DFB Reporter's Park Bag contents and stock up on these items before your vacation. First, those moleskin and blister band-aids. If there's one thing that can totally ruin a Disney World trip, it is a painful foot blister. I get them all the time, regardless of the fact that I try not to, and they genuinely ruin your day. So make sure you have some moleskin and those blister band-aids on hand at all times to prevent friction between your shoe and your foot. I know I've told you guys about the time that I actually went and bought 4 pairs of socks to put on my feet just to cushion a blister. It's the worst. Item number 2. Aleve cream. This is my latest obsession. During my recent visit to Tokyo Disney, my friend Heather that I was with, she's dining in Disney on Instagram, had this Aleve cream, which is basically like icy hot kind of, but not. I don't know. This stuff is crazy. It makes you kind of feel like your skin's gonna fall off, but it also feels really, really good. I don't know what to tell you. But after those long days of carrying around heavy bags, it worked wonders. I used it every single night. Now it's not cheap, but it's amazing. Think about how good that's going to feel after all the walking and the stroller pushing and the pack muling. If you're the designated Sherpa of your Disney World trip, this stuff, there was nothing better than taking a shower at night, putting this stuff on, getting in bed and just being like, this is so, I don't know. I loved it. Item number 3, motion sickness meds. Don't want to miss out on all those 3D and spinny rides, but your head and stomach want to protest. I know, I get it. Just make sure you're packing tummy meds that'll help relieve motion sickness before or after the ride. In the past, the DFB team has had success with over-the-counter items like Bonine or less drowsy Dramamine, but always read the ingredients on the bottles before you purchase to make sure that you're going to be able to benefit from it. Now, how about those items that'll prevent embarrassing situations? Uncomfortable sitches and accidental spills are common phenomena inside the Disney bubble, and there's nothing to be ashamed of because it happens to everybody. Or maybe I'm just saying that to make myself feel better. Yeah, probably. But one of my biggest and most painful pet peeves is when it's hot and I'm inside the Disney parks and having to deal with the chafe. Like, please look away while I'm adjusting my outfit for the umpteenth time and waddling like a penguin. If you're wearing a sundress to the parks, that pair of slip shorts is a must, and no matter what you're wearing, we definitely recommend a chafing stick, which is basically like a stick of deodorant, but instead of deodorant, it's a silky smooth shield of protection that you can apply on your thighs or your underarms, anywhere that the chafe happens. And don't worry, runners use these things all the time, so you're just basically a runner. So what if the sun causes a different embarrassing scenario? Like, I don't know, melting your ice cream and then said ice cream gets all over your nice Disney tee and shorts? Not speaking for personal experience or anything, but that's why having those stain remover pens or a similar product to help pre-treat stains can be super useful. That way you don't accidentally end up ruining one of your favorite Disney teas just because you have the audacity to eat chocolate ice cream on a hot Orlando day. Ooh, I love this part. I love a good hotel room gadget. So what's going to keep your hotel room from looking like a wreck? Your Disney hotel is going to be your home away from home, so you might as well keep it up to snuff without having to exert a lot of effort to do so. You might think packing an entire laundry hamper sounds silly and bulky and so not convenient, but those pop-up hampers take away the struggle of having to find somewhere to store your dirty laundry. Not only does it pop into place, no assembly required, but when you're done using it, these fold back down flat and become super easy to store inside your luggage. Because I don't know about you, but I've stayed at a lot of Disney hotels recently and I don't get those little laundry bags. I don't know if they forget to put them in or what, but I count on those things. Now, if you decide to do some laundry during your break day, because each Disney hotel does have laundry facilities, those pop-up hampers can help you carry the whole load in one trip. Or you can use trash bags too. Trash bags work. And because of the lack of the laundry bags, I have now purchased a couple of just real cheap fabric laundry bags, and I bring those with me everywhere. Another hotel storage item we've absolutely fallen head over heels for, those packing cubes. Whether you decide to do laundry or leave all your dirty clothes as a future you problem once you get back home, packing cubes allow you to sort your belongings while also avoiding the dreaded giant pile of mess you usually end up with at the end of your vacation in the middle of your suitcase. You can use these to separate your items by type or try packing each day's outfit together to make getting up, getting dressed, and getting out the door a piece of cake. These were super useful when my kid was small because I would just pack each one of his outfits into a packing cube, or honestly, sometimes I just use Ziploc bags. When he was real little, all of his clothes could fit in a Ziploc bag. I would put each outfit into a Ziploc bag and just kind of toss it at him in the morning and say, here, put this on. Okay, now you've got a big decision to make. You can wear comfortable clothes to Disney or you can wear cute clothes to Disney. Just kidding. You don't have to decide. You can do both. Over on dfbstore.com, we got lots of different comfy park-worthy t-shirts and tanks and sweatshirts that come in all shapes and colors, so the whole family can find something they want to wear during your upcoming Disney vacation. Looking for something that highlights your favorite snack? We got shirts for that. Looking for something that gives you the chance to humble brag about your latest Toy Story Mania high score? We've got shirts for that too. They're not that humble. Looking for something that'll get you all prepped and ready for the upcoming holiday season? Yep, we've got it stocked stocked already. Never too early to start celebrating. So once you're ready to buy, we're ready to send. Oh, and here's a little extra tidbit of advice for you. Some of our shirts are currently on sale too. Now, as we get closer to that holiday season, the end of the year, a strange thing will start happening in Orlando. It's going to actually start getting cooler, like temperature rise. So if you're planning on traveling during that limited time of year when Orlando's temps start dropping down into the 50s and 60s, you're going to want to pack layers. And that's because, typically speaking, Orlando might still get pretty toasty in the middle of the day. So really thick items could roast you like a baked potato. However, once the sun sets, things start getting a little colder, and suddenly these overpriced blankets and hoodies that you're seeing in the Disney gift shops look mighty tempting. So items like thin jackets, scarves, leggings, stocking caps, ear warmers, other easy to pack layers that don't take up much room in your park bags but still keep you warm when the sun abandons you, these are going to be super useful. I am a huge fan of scarves. I know I've talked about this before. I always have a scarf with me when I go to Disney World anytime kind of after October. Even if you get surprised by a chilly morning and you just got a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans, that scarf is actually going to keep you a lot warmer than you think. And we definitely want to prevent meltdowns. Prevent kid meltdowns, prevent parent meltdowns, prevent all the meltdowns, and do so by bringing a pair of child-proof scissors. Nope, I'm serious. Too sharp of scissors will wind up being confiscated at the security gate, but child-proof scissors are safe enough to be used as a nifty tool throughout the day to help cut open plastic-sealed items like new toys that your kids are ready to take out of their packages right when you get them, because why wouldn't you? Or snip off the itchy tags of shirts or mini ears so your kids don't want to take them off and never wear them again, even though you spent a ton of money on them. I'm not kidding you, scissors have saved me, my son, all of us from having a full-on meltdown in the middle of the parks one too many times to count, so don't forget how important they really are in the grand scheme of things. And I also pack a couple of little screwdrivers. I just kind of have those in my suitcase at all times because sometimes those toys, they're screwed into the box, which is real weird, but it happens, and so those are going to help a lot too. Ooh, and don't forget to bring that translucent powder sunscreen and put it on your scalp and your kid's scalp so you don't end up with a sunburn you weren't expecting. That can cause meltdowns. And back in the hotel room, if you've got a kiddo who likes to sleep with the door cracked open back home or with all the lights on like mine does, then you'll want to bring a night light to plug into your kid's side of the bed to give them a little bit of illuminated comfort. It's also important to bring other familiar sleepy time items for your kids too that'll help them settle into their typical bedtime routine. This includes their favorite stuffed animals, pillows, maybe even a blanket. I actually used to pack a blanket when we would go on vacation when my kid was real little, or whatever else you know that they tend to request at night before it's lights out. So scissors, leggings, portable hampers, DFBTs, anything else I'm forgetting on this list? Let me know what you always remember to pack during your vacations, Disney or otherwise. And don't forget to head over to disneyfoodblog.com/DisneyPlans to pick up your free and reusable Disney World planning worksheets today. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.